And each segment is designed using the science detailed by our ancestors in the Kamikagama, in the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras, or in other scriptures, and of how to invoke deity energies into fire and incarnations. And each segment teaches the ideologies that you carry in the Manonmaya Kosha, the mind sheet, the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the intellect sheet, and it teaches how it is too important for this experience. And thus, each segment is designed to work on each kosha. Recommended that you attend the complete program for the best experience.
So now let us enter into the demonstration of the extraordinary powers of Paramashivoham, what we will also be initiated into shortly with the darshan of the Supreme Consciousness. And if you would like now, you can take some time to join us for these Navaratri celebrations by becoming a member of Kailasa'S Nithyananda YouTube channel. So you can go to Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube and click to join and become a member, an e-Kailasan, so you can enjoy all of the celebrations with Devi Parashakti manifesting through the Supreme Consciousness.
Yes, so now let us get into the next segment where all of you will be seeing the manifestation of extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers.
So the Balas and the Nithyananda Yogis, the initiated disciples of the Supreme Consciousness, will now be demonstrating the powers of third eye and sharing with all the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers awakened in us through the Diksha, the initiation.
And in today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, all of us will be receiving the initiation into the third eye awakening and various other powers with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And all of you will be manifesting the following powers of third eye, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded, and many more powers like body scanning, remote vision, materialization, levitation, and much more. Now, some of you might be wondering where exactly the third eye is located or how it works. So the third eye is a cosmic browsing center located between the brows, which upon initiation, one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with your two eyes. And what exactly the Shaktis are. So in the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, great detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. Powers are described as a system, a method and a science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. And the Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are the divine and you need to manifest the divine and not that you are the divine. Now, many of you might have heard the term siddhis as a very common term used for any type of external manifestation, and you might be wondering that Shaktis and siddhis are the same. But Shaktis and siddhis are actually not the same, they are different. The difference between Shaktis and siddhis are that Shaktis express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru, and are a source of enlightenment, whereas siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment and are on the path of enlightenment. And the Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation by the avatar and are permanent, whereas siddhis are not permanent and may divert you from enlightenment. And the source of all these Shaktis are through Bhava, which is pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has come down as the 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva, and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation and the great cosmic godless Indonesian. And ever since the beginning of this civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. And it was where the science of enlightenment and powers was lived and taught as lifestyle. And for the first time in modern day, the Supreme Point of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking pace which is never accomplished before. And all of this knowledge and this science of power manifestation is passed down from one generation to the next through the science of Diksha by the enlightened gurus, the Guru Parampara. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation by his gurus at a very young age, was trained and taught into these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Jnana, Paramashiva Vijnana, and much more. Now, some of you might be wondering how you can manifest these Shaktis or how can you awaken these within you. So let us see how we can awaken the divine Shaktis in us. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism beautifully says, every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajnana. So this is how the manifestation of Shaktis happen.
Diksha is the
And the science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidences or pramanas. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the next is the Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities of where the Vedic rishis and scientists have time tested and verified these sciences. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which is an account from the life of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of the power manifestation, and then the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Now, some of you might be wondering what exactly are these Vedas and Agamas. Of course, you might have heard the word Vedas and Agamas, and you might know a little about them. And you might know that they're the scriptures, a few of the main scriptures of Hinduism. But let us see what exactly are the Vedas and Agamas. So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus and are a pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are expanded. So the Vedas and Agamas, the Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana. So now let us get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of the powers of third eye after we go through the four pramanas for this power, for the power of seeing with eyes blindfolded. Yes. So now let us go through the 4 pramanas for this power of third eye. We will be first seeing the pramanas for the power of seeing with the eyes blindfolded. So the Shastra pramana for this power comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishtannmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. And the translation for this verse is: by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind in inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. And the next up, the pramana for this power comes from the time when Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye during the revelation of the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye, so Arjuna can behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. And Bhagavan Krishna beautifully says to Arjuna, न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुमनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. So in this verse, Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, "Not see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold opulence." So this comes from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form. And the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form further in this chapter is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. And the next is the Atma Pramana in Swamiji's own words. The first experiences that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 directions, below me, everything. I realized
inside and outside broke.
All of it has meaning. And the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. So here you can see study measures were done on the brainwaves of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself using a positron emission tomography, a PET scan. And it was measured that when doing daily activities, there is high activity measured in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. And the next is the Sakshi Pramana, where this rare and sacred science of third eye awakening is being made available to humanity for our ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And as the living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all the bounds of time, space, and matter. And he is gifting this pure and great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences, through initiations to millions of people around the world. And everyone who has been initiated into these sciences have actually witnessed and experienced the extraordinary manifestation and profound results in their day-to-day life. So now, let us get into the live Sakshi Pramana, the live demonstration of the powers of third eye. So here with me, I have this eye band, which in front is a thick opaque plastic sheet. And in the back, there is thick black sponge, which will not allow any type of light to enter. There is no gaps anywhere, all of you can see. And into these two sockets over here, my eyes will sit into these two sockets over here. And this eye band will also be covering the bridge of the nose. And this eye band is actually certified by ophthalmologists, and it's usually given to people who are suffering from insomnia so they can have better sleep and a peaceful sleep. So this blocks all the light coming from outside when it is put on the eyes. So this eye band will be put on my eyes by a volunteer, and all of you can see as it is being put. And once it is done, any of you watching us live on the YouTube channel, you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section below, and I will be reading the comments through the third eye. You can put anything that you would like me to read. And now you all can see as the IBAN is being put on my volunteer. This is a little too much to the left. You can move a little to the right. Yes. So now the I-band has been put. I will be turning to my right, left, up, and down. So all of you can see that the I-band has been put. There's no gaps anywhere around. And now the YouTube comment section will be projected in front of me, and we'll also be projecting it for all of you. Any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your live comments in the YouTube comment section. It can be anything that you would like me to read. A sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences that does not even make sense, or it can be even words or sentences in different languages. It can be anything. So any of you watching us live right now, you can put your comments in the comment section. Yes, so we have the first comment from JNN, who has put a heart emoji. It actually has two hearts, a bigger one and a smaller one. And then she has put hi. Yes, so all of you can see the comments as well. So you can see the comment put by JNN, YouTuber named JNN, who has put hi, and before that a heart emoji, which actually has two hearts, a big one and a small one. And anyone else also watching us live on YouTube, you can put your live comments in the YouTube comment section on Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. Yes, so any of you can put anything you would like, even it can be a different language, or it can be a scientific term that you would like me to read. And especially for those of you who might be skeptical about this power, you can also put a comment for yourself and check it out. Yes, now another comment has come from JNN, who has put a ribbon emoji, a red ribbon. It's a tied as a bow. Yes. So you can put in your comments. It can even be a different language. We have 2 comments from JNN. And actually, the membership badge is in yellow. Yes, now we have another comment from Marceline Goy Lame, who has put Nityanandam and the Namaskar emoji and a heart emoji, which has a circle connecting 2 hearts. And the Namaskar emoji is with yellow hands. Yes, so any of you watching us right now, it can be anyone. Yes, now we have another comment from Marceline, who has put a laughing emoji which has sweat coming from the top, and then a star emoji, and then a smiling emoji, a laughing emoji which has tears coming from the eyes, and then a smiling emoji, and then a heart emoji which it has 2 hearts and a circle connecting it, and then a upside down smiley emoji. And yes, actually here today I have this guaranteed solutions book written by Swamiji. So any of you who would you can put your you can put a specific page number that you would like me to open and read, and I can open that specific page and read the contents of that page. And we have another comment from Jen Kiao, who has put a bear emoji, a teddy bear emoji. Yes, so if any of you would like me to open a specific page from this book, you can put it in the comment section. And now I'll be opening a random page from this book and reading the page number. So you can, I've opened a random page and now I'll be reading this page. This is page number 214 and 215. And on page number 215, I'll start from 214. It says, the key is to understand the difference between doing things with awareness and doing things mechanically and out of fear. Doing things in the former fashion will never bring you under any sort of binding. It will not bind you in space and time. You will be a master. Doing things in the latter way will bind you and chase misery to you. You will be a slave. To drop an addiction, flood it with awareness. It will transform in the right way. Remember, never think that you need to drop an addiction. Anything that you resist will persist. You simply need to transform it by deep awareness. That's all. When you understand the language of transformation, you are on the right track. You are on the path of openness. People tell me, Swamiji, it is very inspiring to listen to you talking. Now we have to apply it in our day-to-day life and see if it will work. See, be very clear. I always tell only practical things. Never think that I tell things that can't be done in day-to-day life. Actually, repeating the same Vedanta, but in different words, in the modern context, so that you feel comfortable listening to it, so that you feel it is relevant to you, so that you can follow it. And there's another thing, if you read these ideas in a book, they will simply be moving from the head of the writer to your own head. So there is no scope for any experience. But when you listen to the words from the master, from someone who speaks to you from the experience of his soul, they will enter deep into you, whether you are aware of it or not. Be very clear. I'm not sharing my knowledge with you. I am sharing my experience, my life with you. When I speak from my being, it has to touch your being. It will transform your life. There is no other way. Vivekananda spoke in Chicago. My dear American brothers and sisters, the auditorium thundered with applause. The lady wrote, it was not just the applause. He had won the entire nation. We felt as if a current of love was passing through us, through our being. She later asked Vivekananda how it happened, and he simply replied, because it came from within me. Vivekananda spoke from his being. When words emanate from the brain, it will touch the brain of the other person, and this is called communication. When words emanate from the heart of one person, it touches the heart of the other person, and this is called communion. Communications is not enough. We need to know how to. Now I tell you to talk. I talk from the bottom of my heart, so you will listen wholeheartedly. When the speaker speaks with totality, the listener is bound to listen with totality. His life is bound to be transformed. If your life has not been touched by my words, be very clear, I have no authority to speak. So you can see both these pages. And yes, if any of you, we will also be doing the power of body scanning. So you can also put your request if you would like a body scan. And if any of you would like me to read any other thing, any other word or sentence or anything, you can put it in the comment section before we get into the next power, the power of body scanning. Okay, so now we will be getting into the next power, the power of body scanning. Before that, I request a volunteer to now remove the eye band. And all of you can see as the eye band is being removed, there is nothing added or removed from the eye band. Yes, so all of you can see the eye band, there is nothing added or removed from it. And now we will be getting into the next power, the power of body scanning. After we go through the 4 pramanas for this power of body scanning. So for those of you who might be joining us newly today, the power of body scanning is the power that awakens the ability to scan any type of illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, or any other problem physically, mentally, or emotionally. And the best part of this power is that it gives the ability to even scan a solution for the problem through the third eye. So through the third eye, even a solution for the problem is revealed. Yes, so now let us go through the 4 pramanas for this power of body scanning. The Shastra pramana for this power comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. And the translation for this verse is, in this verse, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi Adi Shakti, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. And the next, which comes from the life of a Siddha, whose name is Teriyar. So Teriyar was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. And one day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. Agastya then uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small terai, a type of frog, sitting in the person's brain. Agastya immediately instructs his disciple Terya to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. And once the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. And the Atma Pramana for this power was revealed on the 22nd of December 2019 by the Supreme Court of Hinduism himself on how he uses the power of body scanning. Paraphrasing his words, only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through the power of body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened, and where balances had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And the next, the Sakshi Pramana. You can all see here a few experiences of the disciples who have successfully manifested the power of body scanning. Here are just a few, but thousands around the world have actually witnessed and experienced this power themselves and manifested this power experientially. So now let us see a live demonstration of this power of body scanning. So any of you who would like a body scan can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section. And for you. Yes, so I already see many comments. So we have a comment from Shanbhagavalli Reddy who has put, please do a body scan for Perumal. Pain in the stomach going down the left leg, got permission. Yes. Yes, ma'am, now I'll be starting a scan for Perumal. Yes, so Ma Shanbhagavalli Reddy, what I was able to see for Perumalaya was that the pain is actually being caused due to some toxins and toxins in the blood, which is spreading around the body. Like through the blood, it is spreading around the body, and that is causing the pain. And I was also able to see that the blood cells are actually getting little weak. It is not such a major problem, but it can lead to a major problem in the future. It is not attended to right now. And that is the cause of the pain in both his stomach and his left leg. And even I was able to see a little bit in his back as well. So it is due to some toxins that is spreading, which is in the blood, and along with the blood it is spreading through the blood, it is spreading around the body, and it is even the blood cells are actually becoming weak. So the solution that I was able to see for this was he has to start doing the Pratama Vinyasa Krama every day and make sure that he does all the 12 components properly. And it might be a little difficult to have all the 12 components together and do everything simultaneously, like the japa, the visualization, everything. But he has to start trying intensely and doing intensely. Within a few days, he will get it. But he has to start doing the Pratma Vinyasa Krama intensely with all the 12 components. And that will help in actually cleansing the body within. So he should do the pranayama, the japa, the visualizations. Then he should also, if um, you have the Aushadha, then the Abharana, and everything else. So with all the 12 components, he should do the Pradanyasa and that will help him in getting healed. Ma. So this is what I was able to see for Paramalaya. Ma. And Ma Zhenguo has asked, Ma, can I have a scan, not for health, but another question. I have a lot of confusion and anxiety now, but I want to find a job, but I don't dare. I'm in a foreign country and I feel I'm not good enough. Yes, Ma. So, Ma Zhenkuao, you can actually ask this in the Akashic readings, Ma, as it is related to the past, present, and future about you wanting to find a job. So, you can ask this in the Akashic readings. Every Saturday, we have the Venkateshwara readings, and we also have, of course, the ultimate. We have Devi Parashakti Akashic readings and Sundareshwara Bhava Samadhi Darshans, Sayuji Samadhi Darshans we have. So you can sign up for that and ask your questions. And you can ask this question. And I hope that answers your question. And yes, Ma Shanbhagavali has again asked for a body scan for Sandra Gasanaya. And as he is totally depressed, not himself, please, and he is not himself, please do healing, God permission. Yes, Ma, now I'll be doing a scan for Sandra Gasanaya. Yes, Ma. So, Ma Shanbhagavali, what I was able to see for Sandhya was that for whatever he is going through right now, um, whether it's depression, anxiety, or frustration, anything that he is going through right now, I was able to see that it's actually related to an incident that happened in his childhood, and something similar has also repeated. Um, it is not exactly totally similar, but an incident that happened recently in the past 1 or 2 months has reminded him of that incompletion that happened in his past in when he was a child, and that has actually caused a lot of disturbance within him. And that incident that happened in his childhood is actually an incompletion within him that he has to complete with. I was able to see for this is um, as much as possible, tell him to chant the Mahavakya continuously. And you can also play Mahavakya in the background. And also, he should start doing the completion process. And he should get out of uh, that incident, the incompletion and pain that the incident caused him at that time. He should get out of that, and automatically he will come out of the depression, and you will see that he starts healing soon. So this is what I was able to see for Sandradesanayama. And you also asked for a scan for Sureshaya. Yes, so now I'll be doing a scan for Sureshaya. Yes, so Ma Shanbagavali, what I was able to see for Sureshaya was that the I was able to see that there is some his actually outside his skin is getting dry and he's also having some allergies. But what I was able to see is that the cause is within, and there's actually I was able to see that there's some, especially like around the lungs, there's like a just two small black patches. It is not exactly black, it is like grayish, that color. And that is actually uh, causing that is actually causing like some type of heat, and also uh, that is actually causing something in the body that is creating a lot of dryness in the body. It is like literally sucking the water in the body and the moisture in the body, so that is actually making the skin dry. So this was what I was able to see for Sureshaya. And the solution that I was able to see for this was that he has to start drinking neem juice, and he has to start drinking some honey in the night and neem juice in the morning, and that will help in healing that black patch. And for right now, for the skin that has already gotten infected, he should apply a little bit basma, and like just once in a day and at a different time in the night or even in the morning at his choice. Little bit organic pure coconut oil, just little bit applied on the skin, and that will help in healing Sureshaya. So this is what I was able to see for Sureshaya. And yes, I see that you've gone back saying thanks. Yes, thank you, Ma, for getting back. And I also see many other comments from Ma, Zhen Kwao, Ainar Zabotins, Aya, and yes, Srinivasa Rawaya has said Nithyananda. And I see Ma Zhen Kwao and Ainar Zabotins Aya who has requested for a scan. So yes, today in the interest of time, we will actually be moving on to the further segments of this program. And you can again join us every day at 2 a.m. IST and 4 p.m. IST for the power manifestation segments and request for a body scan and for any other power manifestation. We will surely love to help all of you. And today, in the interest of time, we will now be moving to the further segments of this program. So I thank all of you who have joined us for this power manifestation segment today. And please stay tuned for the further segments of this program, where all of us will learn more about Devi Parashakti during this auspicious season of Navaratri, during this auspicious festival of Navaratri. We will continue learning more about Devi Parashakti. So now in this next segment, we will be learning of how the world is today and the way forward, and how Devi Parashakti has come to protect humanity. So please stay tuned for the next segment. Yes. So now let us learn about the world today and the way forward. So per day, an additional 0.002% of population is getting infected by COVID-19. And the fact is that the total confirmed cases of COVID-19 is 233 million, which is about 3% of the world as of 5 by 54 CEST on the 1st of October 2021, including 4 million confirmed deaths. And Healthline.com states that COVID 19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States. And an average population increase per day is 174,000 per day. So the rate of those getting infected is almost on an average rate of population growth. And the status quo world population is to decline in 170 years. That's only 3 generations ahead. So the total confirmed cases of COVID-19 is about 3% of the world population and is rising daily at all times. The vaccination not known to be the solution or available at any timeline for the world. And the average deaths per day is 126,500 at 0.562% of the world. And average death per year is 44 million and is growing each year. And if we just say for our understanding that the population growth per day and death rate is moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization to decline in the next 3 generations. So let us see a need of a global solution that works across the all national policies. So in the America, it is 89 million confirmed cases. In Europe, it is 70 million confirmed cases. In Southeast Asia, is 43 million confirmed cases. In Eastern Mediterranean, it is 15 million confirmed cases. And then in the Western Pacific, it is 8 million. In Africa, it is 6 million confirmed cases. And according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise. And the window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing. So during this time of COVID-19, here are a few immediate precautionary methods that you can take. So the first is to protect yourself, protecting ourselves by being in quarantine, and follow the local government's guidelines, and regulations. But even if this is done, the effect of our survival needs like food, clothes, shelter, and especially for the less privileged, whom we call poor, for whom resources are not immediately available, is unknown. So what is the karma that caused COVID-19? In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th Adhyaya, 4th Brahmanam, and 5th mantra, it defines karma as Yata kari yata chari tata bhavati sadhu bhavati papa kari papi bhavati punya punyena karmana bhavati papa papena. And the translation of this verse is, as it does, it and acts. So it becomes by doing good, it becomes good, and by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous to good acts and vicious through evil acts. And another reason, which is a part of the karma that caused COVID-19, is our greed to make life comfortable and luxurious. So 83% of wild mammals have actually become extinct, stopping the idea that the whole planet Earth belongs to only human race. We have forgotten to share the world with others. So let us set a trend of moving to a nature-based lifestyle. Let us stop torturing and killing animals and drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us. So let us stop the karma. When you kill animals, when you keep the livestock and kill animals, not only you disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much pain and suffering as well. So, what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? As per Hinduism, the purpose of the world and the primal principle, the primary principle of the universe is that us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life. Let us stop that and stop all the actions from anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and aparigraha, asteya, or himsa should be followed, which is the lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things and non-violence. And every crisis that humanity faces, Hinduism has actually found solutions. Hinduism is the religion that has seen at least 5 complete wiping out of planet Earth, and the wiping out of the civilization. And we have the knowledge, and we have recorded and documented every time when the civilization was wiped out and how we have rebuilt it. So here are a few of the world pandemic histories and the Hindu solutions. So Bhagavan Vishnu, this is the first time when Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Vedas and Agamas back from the dark energy, the Asura Hayagriva, during the manifestation of the universe in the form of a fish, the Matsyavatara, and landed it on the planet Earth to give it to Lord Brahma. And the second time was when after the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's boat and the Vedas and Agamas and the whole thing and he restarts the civilization. And that is why the Pandya kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has a fish as their emblem. And Karaikal was the place where the boat was brought to the land by the Matsyavatara. And from there, the whole Pandya civilization started. And the third time was during the King Ravana's reign, where 7 crore people were killed and 7 crore of the population had disappeared. So at that point in time, Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra Prabhu incarnated to save the 54 deshas from the evil reign of the king. And this is detailed in the Ramayana. And the fourth time is when King Duryodhana almost led the world to a nuclear collapse, and Bhagavan Sri Krishna incarnated to end the apocalypse. And this is detailed in the epic poem Mahabharata. And the fifth is when Bhagavan Mahadeva, Paramashiva himself, protected the city of Varanasi, and he said, I will hold these people, protect them, even during the Pralaya. Even when the whole world is destroyed during the Great Deluge, I'll hold these guys on the tip of my Trishula. And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of the incarnations who come down to liberate people from crisis. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, Briguvali, section 10, the rishis sing and dance in the ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening. And they sing, ha vu ha vu ha vu ahamannam 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 ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadaha. So this is what the rishis sing when they're filled with ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening.
And the ultimate consciousness happens again and again as Acharya, as Guru, as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual souls from bondages through knowledge is Acharya. Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls to liberate them from bondages through initiation. The Shaktipada and Shaktinivada is Guru, and Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls and intervening in their karma, altering, reducing it, and even deleting it, completing and changing the happenings of the past, present, future is Leela, and the manifestations who do the Leelas are incarnation.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna also promises, he says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam shujamiham. which means whenever there is a decline in the individual consciousness, the collective unconsciousness increases. To establish righteousness of the eternal consciousness, the signs of eternal bliss, Dharma Samstapanarthaya, I myself appear millennium after millennium, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. Yes. So now with that, let us now get into the next segment of this program where all of us will learn more about Devi Parashakti. And on the sixth day of Navaratri, let all of us learn more about Devi Mahalakshmi, the form of Devi Parashakti, manifesting as Devi Mahalakshmi, the goddess of wealth.
And today, as we prepare to receive Devi Parashakti, her many manifestations, manifesting consciousness by joining as a member of Kailasa'S SBT YouTube channel. You can join as a member and have exclusive access to content as well as access to ask your questions directly to Devi Parashakti, manifesting to the Supreme Consciousness. And you can go ahead and go visit Kailasa'S SBT channel, YouTube channel, and you'll see the join button right next to the subscribe button. You can click that and choose whichever level of e-Kailash you would like to be, whether it's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or premium. You can choose whichever level suits you best. And once you join as a member, you can have the opportunity and blessing to have your answers, your prayers directly answered by Devi Parashakti, by Supreme Consciousness itself, by asking your questions in the comment section of the live video during the Akashic readings, the Devi Parashakti Akashic readings, and even the live Bhagavan Sundareshwara darshan. You can also connect with the Supreme Consciousness, Devi Parashakti, through Facebook. You can ask your questions in the live video. You first go ahead and like and follow Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam page. And once you have done that, you can go ahead and ask your question to Devi Parashakti Swamiji by commenting in the live YouTube, the live Facebook video during the darshan of Devi Parashakti. And you can also connect via Instagram and Twitter. You can follow at Nithyananda on Twitter and Nithyananda on Instagram as well. And once you have liked and followed the account, you can ask your questions in the comment section of the photo in the live, in the photo of the day for Instagram. And you can reply with the hashtag ask the avatar for the live tweet for the day for the live video. So, and lastly, you can connect on WhatsApp. So you can visit kailasa.org and you can connect and ask your question. So now let's understand who is Devi Lakshmi, the goddess, the Devi that we will be celebrating today.
So in the Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 13, it says, Sarvabada vinirmukto dhanadanya samanvitaha manushyo matprasadena bhavishyati na samshayaha. And the translation says, Mata says that with my offerings and will be full of money, grains, and children. There is no doubt in this.
Lakshmi stands for wealth, beauty, grace, and other similar qualities.
And here there is a small story from the great epic of Mahabharata. So there was once a king by the name of Yayati, and he lived for 100 years, enjoying his kingdom and all the physical and mental comforts of life. At the end of 100 years, Yama, the god of death, came to take him, as it was time for him to leave the earth. The king was shocked to see Yama and started saying, "Why have you come so fast? And that too, suddenly, without any notice. I have not lived my life fully yet. Please give me some more time to live."
And being procured with, so you can manifest Mahalakshmi through asteya, the quality of non-stealing. Things procured with non-integrity bring the fear of losing them inside of you. When you are hooked to asteya, to non-stealing, the kind of power that you manifest. The first power is Lakshmi. Yama replied that there is no extension possible to life to Gayatri. Yet Gayatri depleted with him and begged for more time. Yama finally conceded that if any of his sons were ready to give up their life for Gayatri, then the king could live for that much more time. And it pleased Gayatri called out for one of his sons and asked him to give him some, some time of his life. The son gave up the remainder of his life and died instantly. Gayatri got another 100 years to live.
And he continued to enjoy all the material comforts of in the same way as before and lived another 100 years. And at the end of which Yama returned to take him. This time also Yayati felt he had hardly lived and begged Yama, saying that he was not prepared and wanted some more time. Yama gave him another chance. Another of Yayati's son gave up his life for his father, and Yayati got a lease of another 100 years of life.
Now, after Yayati enjoyed the next 100 years, Yama came back to him to take him. This time also Yayati asked for more time, but Yama refused to play the same game again. This time Yama instead gave Yayati a beautiful teaching in just a few words. He put a fire out by pouring oil into it. The Mahabharata says that Yayati at that moment experienced Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth in his very being. He finally realized the truth and rested at the feet of the divine.
So, this is a small but wonderful story that we need to understand the underlying meaning of it. Lakshmi is not the quantity of life, she is the quality of life.
Most of us think that having Lakshmi in our life means having lots of possessions like cars, houses, good bank balance, and etc. Masters, however, interpret Lakshmi in a totally different way. They say that Lakshmi is actually the quality of your life, your mind, and not the quantity or numbers of things that you have.
And the story about the origin of Lakshmi is also representative of this fact. When the ocean of milk was churned,
The story about the origin of Lakshmi is also representative of this fact. When the ocean of milk was churned by the Devas, the demigods, the Rakshasas, the demons, using the Meru mountain, from deep inside the ocean, Lakshmi emerged. This is actually a metaphorical representation. when the milk of the mind is turned by the mountain of pure awareness. It raises the quality of your life in the form of Lakshmi.
And most of us think that our minds are very logical. Actually, the mind is the most illogical. Just try this experience. Sit down for 5 minutes and write down all your thoughts that come to your mind in these 5 minutes, honestly, without editing them. Read what you have written, and you will realize how illogical you are. We are running a mental asylum inside our head. One moment you would have been thinking about your workplace. There for no reason, you will find yourself thinking about the house. The next moment, without realizing it, really you would be thinking of your kids. Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So when you run with all your energy, you forget to enjoy, you forget to live, you forget to have Lakshmi in your life. Again, it is the quality of your life and not the quantity that is important. And when your attitude decides your life with the right attitude, you are showered with more and more things. There is a beautiful shloka in the Puranas which says, Ananda, bliss attracts fortune. There is one more that says, where there is bliss, Lakshmi walks in naturally.
In the Vedic tradition, we have two kinds of wealth, Kubera's wealth and Lakshmi's wealth. Kubera's wealth means he will accumulate, 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 and hold. Neither he will enjoy nor let somebody else can enjoy it. And the Lakshmi's wealth means that she will be constantly circulating, giving, 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 giving. The very word Lakshmi in Sanskrit means increasing.
So the very word Lakshmi in Sanskrit means the increasing. And when you increase the TQ with this same house, you will feel more comfortable. When you increase the thank you will with the same house, you will feel more comfortable. And with the same furniture, you will feel more luxurious. With the same people, you will feel more blissful. With the same situations, you will feel joyful. Actually, Lakshmi is added when you increase the thank you. Of course, because of your right decision, making wealth will also be added. The moment your TQ becomes big, your car becomes big, your bungalow becomes big, your life becomes big, everything becomes big because of your decision making power, because of your clarity. That's true. Apart from that, Your being, your Lakshmitva, the quality of being Lakshmi, the capacity to enjoy the energy of wealth consciousness will just TQ is what I call creating affluence.
Yaksha means who possesses wealth, but neither enjoys nor lets others enjoy. Lakshmi means the one who keeps currency moving, who enjoys and lets others enjoy.
And Lakshmi's wealth means you will not bother to spend because you have courage and confidence about your intelligence to create more wealth. So allow it to flow through you.
Feeling insecurity is the wealth of Kubera. Feeling insecure and enjoying wealth is life of Lakshmi. We can go back to the previous slide.
And Lakshmi is an energy field like a satellite. Ganesha is an energy field like a satellite. Your if you tune your brain to that satellite, you will receive their energy and blessings. When you stop hating working, when you stop hating planning, suddenly you will see Lakshmi is blessing you. You are working only for $1 million, but suddenly opportunities will come which will shower you with $1 billion. I'm not teaching you this positive thinking theories. I am stating the fact. This is what the Supreme Point of Hinduism states beautifully.
The power of thinking is Lakshmi. In one moment, you can make anything look like God. Within next few moments, you can make anything look like demon in your life. Please understand, if you bow down, even a small stone will become God. If you are afraid, even God will look like a demon.
And self drive is Lakshmi. Self drive is the ultimate wealth, ultimate asset anyone can accumulate and anyone can acquire.
Thoughts by themselves are like Lakshmi's wealth, but the right way of applying it, you can manifest wealth without manipulating.
And Adi Shakti is worshipped as Mahasaraswati, Mahalakshmi, and Mahadevi, who is not the wife of Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra. No, who is the feminine source of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva.
Abundance should be making you more active. Only then it is Sridevi, it is Lakshmi, it is wealth. Abundance is activism. Responsible activism is abundance.
And the ferociousness of your body is Durga. Ferociousness with your words is Saraswati, and ferociousness with your mind is Lakshmi.
So now let us look at the divine plays, the Leelas of Devi Parashakti from the Chandi Stotram of Devi Mahatma.
So in the Devi Mahatmyam, various aspects of human mind is depicted as demons come at war with Devi Parashakti's representations. When Demon Dhumralochna's brute force fails, Shumba loses all reasons and sends Chanda and Munda with a huge army to bring back that wild woman who they call in any way or in any condition whatsoever.
Understand how in Shumba's agitated mind, the jewel among women is now that vile woman. What was once so desirable is now the cause of his misery, and his desire now is only for the triumph of his own will. Don't we also overreact irrationally when circumstances frustrate our intentions? So the story
And
continues, struggle escalates, and the gently smiling Devi Durga calls forth the terrifying emaciated form of Kali, and 8 other fierce goddesses combat the demon hordes. Each one of these Shaktis is an aspect of her own immense power. Each represents a higher function of her own consciousness.
and she caught
She
with
caught
her
with her
mouth the
mouth
weapons, and the great arm shot by those asuras and crushed them up with fury. She destroyed all that host of mighty and evil-natured asuras, devoured some and battered others. Some were killed with her word, some were beaten with her skull-topped staff, and other asuras met their death being ground with the edge of her teeth.
Seeing the most valiant Chanda and Munda laid low, the army, their the remaining army there became panicky and fled in all directions. And Kali, holding the heads of Chanda and Munda in her hands, approached Chandika and said, "Her her words mingled with very loud laughter. Here have I brought you the heads of Chanda and Munda as two great animal offerings in the sacrifice of battle. Shumba Nishumba, you shall yourself slay," the Rishi said. And the Devi Mahatmya continues on. Thereupon, seeing those asuras, Chanda and Munda brought to her the auspicious Chandika, said to Kali these playful words, "Because you have brought me both Chanda and Munda, you, O Devi, shall be in the world, famed in the world by the name Chamunda." Here ends the 7th chapter called The Slaying of Chanda and Munda of Devi Mahatmyam in the Markandeya Purana during the period of Savarni and the Manu. And this story from this happening of the Devi Mahatmya describes the reflects the story of our own lives. The century most of us are operating out of anger and rage under such a delusion that we start hurting those that we desire, just as the demons Chanda and Munda and the Shumba Nishumba had done. Most of the decisions that we make every moment, we make unconsciously. We take thousands of decisions unconsciously today, whether it is thinking or taking or doing. It is done unconsciously without awareness.
That is the reason.
The cause and effect of many of the things that happen in our lives. We always think we have been dished out unfair results. We are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effect. We made it happen by the way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma. This is what Devi happened in order to liberate us from this karma.
So there is a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier incurred karma. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of an incarnation.
Somewhere this karma chakra needs to be broken, and you need to be given a new energy, inspiration, understanding, and possibility. If you are always stuck with the action-result cycle, you will never ever be given a chance to taste the possibility. Possibility, the taste of possibility, can be given to you only when the divine intervention happens in your life. He assumes the form of Guru just to liberate people from the karma chakra, give inspiration, joy, bliss, and cause miracles, and ultimately enlighten.
And initiation means the ideas or knowledge or the clicks that brings you out of the depressive thoughts, that brings you out of the influence of your karma.
So now let us understand the brief concept of Buddhism, Jagat Guru Mahasanta, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti herself.
So the Kailasa'S Shyamalapitam's rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from ages, and the chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti, the Guru Mahasannidhanams of Kailasa'S Shyamalapitam, are the direct representatives of the cosmos.
On the 27th of April 2012, Srila Sri Nithyananda Jnana Sambandha Deshika Paramacharya Swami was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa'S Shyamalapeeta Sarvajnapeetam and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailasa'S Shyamalapeeta Sarvajnapeetam, and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its original glory.
So now let us watch a short video on the history of the Madurai Adinam, the Kailasa'S Shyamalapeeta Sarvajnapeetam.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd